大家好，我是村长。我们来做一下中翻英的通传练习。这还是一个未公开的资料，我们就直接来吧。Hey guys, I'm Tan Yaxi. Every time I introduce myself as like a corporate sustainable development consultant, people will ask you like, "What are you talking about? What exactly is your profession?" So I want to explain. I am doing the sustainable development consulting, or I can give you some detail, or it's about like social responsibilities. So the people will have two different kind of reactions. And the first one is like open his pocket, will say, "Okay, how much do you want?" The another type is will say, "No, I don't have any money and don't, or I already did a lot of the charities. Don't ask me for donations." So this just because those people they think the business development and social issues they have the inner contradiction. Like actually, 90% people think that way, or and did that way. Let's say the government asked the companies to do the poverty alleviation, and many companies want to do that, but they think if we want to do that, if we want to help the poor people, it will cost will cost the company's profits. And another thought is when the company think if we want to grow, the company want to grow, it's inevitable to pollute the environment. So, and about the company and some charity or public welfare, like not 90% of them, when those companies are doing the public welfare, they're doing like this. Okay, so the China unicorn, 2 years ago, we have a project. They donated 2 million yuan to build a school in Qinghai. When I arrived there, I found the school looks very good. They have a Motorola building. They have a unicorn, the China unicorn building. They have a Yifu building. So, but these fancy buildings, there's no students or teachers there. There's teachers and students there is just stay in a smaller room. And I found they have no textbooks. They have no textbooks, but I found they have very fancy bathrooms. I went into the bathroom and found there's just no water, shower. There's no shower there. Okay, there's just an empty building. So I asked the headmaster, so what exactly do you need? The headmaster told me, we only need like 20,000 yuan. Those electric wires was broken. It's not safe for the students. So it comes to me that all those big companies, they want to build buildings. They think that is a project. They don't want to donate just money because they think just a donation is not a project. All those entrepreneurs, actually, they're a very smart person. They did a very good business. But why are they treating the charity, the public welfare so casually? Actually, I have a theory called the toothbrush theory. It comes there for two reasons. The one is there are some entrepreneurs, when they brushing their teeth, they will think, oh, I want to teach in the remote areas. And another scenario is some people will say, oh, I heard the people in Guizhou or somewhere, they don't have a toothbrush. So I want to donate some because in these two scenarios we all have the toothbrushes in there. So I came this theory. Okay, I'll give you another story. It's one company, they have like a multi-million yuan funds. They don't know how to spend it, so they come to me to ask to whether we need to spend or we just give the money to some environment protection agency or what. So I suggest, why not you spend the money on yourself? So we just check out how we can improve our improve the production, which we can save the energy, we can reduce the pollutions. So we did some improvements, and the final result is the working hours in that company doubled, but the energy consumption remains the same. So the direct result is actually the environmental benefits is greater than if they just donate the money to some environmental protection agency. So, and another story is about is Tencent, WeChat. Everybody use WeChat, and you know the WeChat, when you walk, you can donate your steps. This is a project we worked together with Tencent. You know, the WeChat is a commercial app, but it also have the social influence. If we move the two circles closer, this is what we call the corporate sustainable development. I don't know whether you noticed, there's a trend. There are many Fortune 500 companies. They change their social responsibility, change that term to the sustainable development, and put in a very important position in their website, on their website. So I will take an example of Tencent. In the previous speech, there's a very beautiful village picture. So you just imagine there's a beautiful village. In that scenario, what role can Tencent play? So my team, we went to Guizhou, a village there. We wanted to see how the Tencent's apps can work in these villages, can benefit those farmers. It's very interesting. There's an interesting story. I saw a 70-year-old woman who is illiterate, but she goes to a small shop every day for Wi-Fi. It's true. We speak different languages, so I cannot ask her directly, but I saw she was using the WeChat, making a video call with her son, which works in another city. So we think about how those Tencent apps can benefit the village. Now we have a platform called called We Country. The design department of Tencent will design the packages for those farmers who grow tea or rice, and they help the farmers sell those products online. And they also have a museum, a hotel there. You can learn the stories from about this village, and all the profits will go back to the village and build some infrastructure. Before the internet era, when they need to broadcast some news, they use a loudspeaker. But now everybody is in some kind of WeChat group, and all those WeChat group, those is happening naturally. We didn't promote those things. So we found the connection talked by the Tencent is doable. It's not necessary. You need to sell your products in the village, but you can help them connect with other people. This is a better way. So far, there are more than 6,000 villages joined this We Country platform. Any Tencent apps can be used in the villages. And in this process, Tencent didn't spend a penny on the promotion fee, but it received many government awards and showed on the CCTV. So some people will say, you're talking about big companies. What about small companies? Okay, I'll give you another example. It's a very small company. The company is manufacturing router chips. We're thinking how we integrate the the concept of sustainable development into the business strategy. Under the premises of no change in their technology, how can we use this technology? Okay, how we can use those technologies? Like we can use these technologies to help find lost children or old people, or find or anti-theft of electric bikes or something. So in 3 months, we found 100 old people in Wenzhou, and before this, almost like 99% of the electric bicycles was stolen in Wenzhou, but now it's only 0.1% was stolen. So that guy got millions of orders all around the country. I'm not asking for a share. And another example is about ants. Because the ants, they're very small, they're not that smart, but they have very highly organized structure. So like every ants have their own jobs, so it's very clear. But the biologists were found in the whole community, and there are always some lazy ants. They found those ants, they did nothing. So, but the anthropologists don't think so. I majored in anthropology, so I used to watch the ants. I found those lazy ants is not really doing nothing. They rest 5 days and go out for 2 days to explore some new habitat. They're exploring the community's future. So we think if the company has some lazy ants, there's no contradiction between the social issues and the business development. Because I mentioned the Fortune 500, they have their own social responsibility. People will think, oh, those are great companies, they're so kind. But actually, they're not because they do that not because they're kind. Let's talk about Nest. Nest, like 10 years ago, when Nest entered China, more than 10 years ago, entered China, the company helped Yunnan help locals to grow coffee for them. So they teach them how to improve the quality of coffee. They did this not because they're kind, because they want to do business in China. And another example is Coca-Cola. I read a book about Coca-Cola. I read this story. After the assassination of Martin Luther King, it's the president of Coca-Cola who brought the body of Dr. King back to Atlanta. And the next day is funeral. In those years, the discrimination against the black people is very common. But the president of Coca-Cola called every owner of the Coca-Cola factories, you have to they call you have to come to the funeral tomorrow. If not, I will not do business with you. He said so and did so. So the next day, the funeral is very smooth. There's no riots. When I read this, why the company is so successful, there's a reason. There's a reason. When Coca-Cola entered China, it helped China to build our food safety law, and they did the same thing in other Asian countries. And when Coca-Cola do some disaster relief, it's not because of the outside pressure, it's because that's the right thing to do. Another example is 快手 and 抖音. First, I'm very honored to talk with the CEO of 快手, and he became my customer. When we mention 快手, we think it's very low taste, very vulgar. But you know why Su Hua built this company? He was when he was 6 years old, his grandfather died, and he has no image or video of his grandfather, and he think about the war against Japan. We only have fragment videos, so he think if we can record all the aspects of China, and then 100 years from now we can look back what's happening right now. So he founded 快手. His strategy is very simple. He wants to become the China's image museum. So all the strategies just in the service of this purpose. You see the Toutiao or Douyin, they have some online celebrities, but there's no celebrities on 快手. It's just normal people. We can see all different kinds of social problems. We can see the media will report on 快手we found an unmarried pregnant girl, and then the media will attack 快手. But if we think it over, this like unmarried pregnant girl is very common in China, but it's not 快手who made the girl pregnant. You know, it just told us the story. So when I was browsing the 快手, I'm very happy because there's no promotion there. It's just random distributed the real Chinese society. I saw a female welder work in Africa. We can see like all the different professions which I never imagined how they work. Like the China grid, they work on the very high the power line tower. So I'm pretty sure 快手 will become an excellent company. So when we think about the social issues and business developments, the relationship between them, they're not. There's no contradiction between them. Actually, they are intertwined from different dimensions. They're mixed in the space and time. If we achieve this, the whole society will become sustainable. Those Fortune 500, their success, they have a reason. So what exactly do I do? So I will tell people I'm doing the corporate sustainable development consulting. Some people will say, "Oh, are you helping those companies to do the social responsibility or do the charity works?" And they are, but they're not a whole picture. They are because occasionally we do such things, but they're not because what I'm doing is like a dynamic process. I wish all the entrepreneurs can sit with me, can talk about what can we do for the company to better, like to carry more social responsibilities. But in reality, we will do that step by step. So the first step is I will persuade those entrepreneurs there's no contradiction between social responsibility and your business development, and then we will move to the sustainable development. I'll ask all those entrepreneurs, they can stop to think about it, who we are, like what should we do, what is business. This is what we can do for the companies. I feel lucky to majored in the anthropology in college. So I believe I want to be a lazy ant in this industry. I want to make this small industry, the corporate sustainable development consulting, I want to deepen this industry. I want to integrate this to the company's strategy. I want every company and every entrepreneur think about how can they become a lazy ant. Only in this way, the whole society can become a better place. 这个声音实在是太小了，就几乎听得不太清楚。其实他这个人讲的话，这个演讲其实不是很难的，只是他这个这个视频的声音太小了，我好多都听得不是很清晰啊。并且他这种，我这边简单分享一下这个心得了。其实这个人啊，他们讲话也比较就是啰嗦。其实你看他讲半天啊，讲的意思比较简单，那其实我们并没有必要跟着他，就是把他每一句话翻译出来，你只要把他那个一段话的意思，你把它表达出来就好了。实际上是可以翻译的比较轻松的啊。如果他这个声音效果好一点的话。好，这个我们就这样吧，反正我是自己做一个练习，其实对大部分人来说，我这个视频可能也没有什么价值。好，我们这样吧。